Welcome back to the Ed Block Courage Cast live from Radio Row. Dave Steinberg and Dwayne Brooks, and pretty legendary, I think, is the way I would describe the person that is sitting between us here. Longtime NFL agent Leigh Steinberg is joining us. Leigh, it is an absolute pleasure to talk to you. How are you doing?
Doing another Radio Row. This is my 50th year representing players. Tomorrow we have our 37th Super Bowl party.
How busy has this week been for you in terms of all the Radio Row appearances and all this other stuff?
So it's non-stop Radio Row from morning to night last couple of days. And then later today I'm speaking at an organization that's like Penalty Youth in the youth. And tomorrow we have our Super Bowl party, which gives you a humanitarian award, very similar to yours, Field and Affinity. We raise money for Special Olympics. We have a concussion conference where we explore prevention, awareness, and cure. We're doing a poker tournament with Jamie Gold and Phil Hillip. We're doing an esports tournament with Michigan State. Trying to put some focus on that. And we do a brain body lounge, which is hyperbaric oxygen, stem cells, some of the new healing modalities that can help players recover quicker and be more focused in critical moments.
You mentioned you have an affinity with Ed Block. You give out a humanitarian award. Talk a little bit about how you got started in doing that and making that a part of your Super Bowl parties every year.
So I had a father who had raised me with two core values. One was treasure relationships, professional family. And the second was to try to make a meaningful difference in the world and help people who can't help themselves. So we look for the quality of character, and I asked each player to be a role model and to retrace their roots to the high school, collegiate, and professional community and set up programs to enhance the quality of life. And a charitable foundation, scholarship fund, Patrick Mahomes has 15 Mahomes. So there's so much negativity in the sports section focusing on athletic misbehavior, fights and bars, drunken wrestling. We thought, let's put the spotlight on things that an owner, this has been Steve Ross and Clark Hunt and Mark Davis, or a gentleman who the philanthropic things they do every day. Genesis of giving more and giving 15 years.
So before Dwayne hops in here, when you hear the words Ed Block Courage Award, you've been around so long. What does that award mean to you when you hear one of your players like Patrick Mahomes has been picked by his teammates to receive it?
Proud of the player who gets Ed Block Award. Because this is about his character. This is about quality of courage, quality of resilience, very applicable qualities to help other people be inspired. Who was your first ever client and who influenced you to be who you are today? My dad, when I was growing up, civil rights movement was going on. So Martin Luther King, but just people who understood that the day is you. You know, you wait for someone to solve a problem in the world. Small as picking up a piece of trash, and as big as racism, climate change, and you keep waiting for they or them. My dad used to look at me as, older people, political figures, and if they used to. My first client was 1975. I was a dorm counselor in an undergraduate dormitory, and I knew the freshman football team, and the quarterback was Steve Barkowski. And in 1975, he became the very first player picked in the first round of draft, and he asked me to represent him. There I was, fresh out of law school, we got the largest rookie contract in NFL history. So then it started at 64% draft picks, 8 of them have been first pick overall in the draft, 12 of the players in the Hall of Fame. And then did basically
What's the most nerve-wracking part of your job?
the injury. It's always the injury. It's the fact that when I promote these health modalities or new cures for concussion, that we now know that neuroplasticity can bring back concussed brain by rewiring the neuron. And there's a process called RTMS. But I would feel every Sunday like I was being just in a medical show on TV because the athletes can get hurt. And it's my responsibility to help. I had a crisis of conscience back in 1980, representing half the starting quarterbacks in the league. They keep getting hit in the head. Every time we go to the doctor and say how many are too many, they couldn't tell us. And we held the first concussion conference in about 94. Four Aikman, Warren Moon, Steve Young, three okay. And they listened to the neurologist. We're about to hold our 30th month.
So you mentioned stuff about the concussion study. When did you become so heavily involved in the injury standpoint, as far as putting on seminars, things like the general public, as well as players, athletic trainers like myself?
Year in 1981. The first draft pick I had my for Kenny Easley took too much in the way of NIL and had to retire from football and had a kidney replacement. The second pick I had that year was Kurt Marsh, who had multiple foot injuries, had his foot amputated. And the third pick I had was Neil Lomax, who was a quarterback, and they misdiagnosed what was it, hip. It was a groin injury, they called it, but it was his hip, and he had to have his hip replaced. And I said, you know what? If I talk about fiduciary responsibility, then I better be talking about the health. And they're in denial. So that I didn't want to continue practicing in an area where I was sending players down the road to dementia.
Without giving all the way all the nitty-gritty details, what is it like sitting in a room negotiating contracts? Because you've negotiated a lot of contracts in your day. What is that process like for you?
I think the important skill is listening. I have to understand, be able to put myself in the heart and mind of the general manager or the owner. I have to think about the world the way they think. I have to craft a win-win scenario where they come out of it with their goals met and I maximize the compensation for a player.
I was going to say, what is like, I feel like that line where we always hear the term, oh, we're going to give our team a hometown discount, things like that. Like, just like how tight of a line is that where you're trying to be fair to the team, but at the same time, you're trying to set up your client for the rest of his life?
So it involves clever crafting, sensitive crafting of the concept. Because most smart quarterbacks know that if they can come into the Super Bowl, they will become a household name. They will do millions in endorsements. And so it's if you're not cap sensitive, then you end up with a quarterback without protection or without someone to throw to. You have to, it's a balance. So, and you can achieve it by clever construction. So the definition of a cap number is amortized bonus over time. So if you can do a bigger bonus and smaller salaries, if you can put the contract together that way, it maximize the player, but keeps that cap number lower so you can have a whole supporting team.
Are there any young and up and coming agents now that you like?
Young and up and coming
Agents that you like?
Oh, I mean, there are tons of people agents have to teach people how to negotiate, to improve. I'm trying to create a new generation of ethical, principled sports agents. And we've held probably 30 of these conferences and have trained a lot.
Leigh, I'm going to get you out of here talking a little bit about this game because we were talking beforehand. You're a little conflicted with this game on Sunday.
Yeah. Always conflicted. The worst ever was when Dallas played Pittsburgh back in like 95 or 96. And all of a sudden, I had every quarterback on both rosters. Then I had the defensive backs and defensive linemen rushing the quarterback and picking them up. And that's really schizophrenic. But here I represented John Lynch as a player. We have a injured player, Colin Bonga, who's on 49. But obviously, I want better to win.
I was going to say, we're not going to make you actually do a pick like we've had everybody else here. You're going to get. Okay. You can take your pick of the cookies here. 49ers. Who you feel?
But here's the way I look at it. This game is going to come down to the fourth quarter. Okay? So these are going to be one tied up ball game and then beat by a point.
I love it. I love the prediction. So, Leigh, thank you so much for taking some time. I know very busy time of the year for you. So,
thank you for having this award, which has the effect of inspiring people and making a positive difference in the world.
Now, I don't think we could say it any better. Our thanks to Leigh Steinberg. More from Radio Row in a minute.